Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. Well, I do what I do for you. Oh, I got something nice for you to do for you today. It's a continuation of the tools you need to have for self-mastery. I got some more for you, aka words of advice, life lessons. Okay, let's go. Wrightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message and story for life. I give life lessons. You two are receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking's mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life, and that's what it is, through mental and spiritual discipline daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, that you do just that. From getting information and tools I'm trying to give you to do just that. Know thyself. Right thinkers, your goal is to know thyself. My mission is to get you to that goal by giving you the things you need to do that. So let's go. Know thyself. I asked you the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in to me. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Help you to know you. Okay? What's that? Right thinking, excuse me, way of life, excuse me. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can waken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinker, know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I finished up yesterday with the patience, perseverance, and forgiveness. Now we're going to start with one of my favorites, love and joy. How do you get that in life? Let's talk about it. True love and joy, listen, cannot be found in the physical world. That's the first thing. I'll start with that. Upon reflection, one will what? See that the pursuit of happiness in the physical world, which one is taught from birth to what? Pursue from one's childhood, is a mistaken concept. Hear what I'm saying? What we was taught to pursue from our childhood is a mistaken concept of what? Reality. A relative reality is what? An illusion. It's not real. It's like a dream. It's real while you're dreaming it, but when you wake up, you realize, oh, it was just in my head. Get it? Get the concept? Hopefully. Let's go. Now, if there is an object or a person that could provide true happiness, it would have universal appeal. It would make what? Everyone happy all the time. Sound familiar? Reflection on this point will what? Reveal that there is what? No such object or person in the universe that can do that. The mind is what? Is constructed that it what? It becomes bored with the objects of the world, with people, and with what? The pleasures of the senses. Meaning you just ain't being satisfied. You want more. And what? Is it a deep rooted need to what? Experience complete bliss. If you don't know what bliss is, how you going to get it? How you going to reach it? So searching for self, I understand this right thinkers, which makes us what? Go back to what? To pursue the same activity or object which what? Which provided what? Short-term gratification. Something new, new friend, new love. And what happens? When things go right, you go back, you fall back on what's natural for you. Watch this. And what happens? Things that provided short-term gratification, and that's what? Mental serenity. At the moment, you're happy. But watch this. And again, but each time we return, watch this, to the source of this illusory pleasure, even if it's alcohol, sex, drugs, whatever it is, you're going to keep going back. And what happens? We convince ourselves, watch this, that what? That the experience will be better this time. Not right thinking. If we are able to return to what? To the perceived source of pleasure, we then become what? Depressed, upset, and disappointed. Things didn't work out the way we thought because we had expectation of getting, doing, or being something that didn't happen. When your life is like that, that's the proverbial roller coaster. Up, down, up, down. You want to get past that. So watch this. Speaking of upsetness, constitutes what? Agitation of the mind. When your thoughts are not clear, when you bog down with worry and stuff like that, your mind ain't clear. And what? Agitation of the mind, what happened? Prevents peace of mind from occurring. This is the painful, suffering process of life as it is referred to by who? The sages, the ones who know themselves. These are things you're going to go through. And if you keep doing it, that's insanity. To do the same things but with different results. It's not our problem right there. Just moving on. Watch this. The emotional attachment is what? Is dispelled when one realizes the wisdom of the teachings. If you pay attention to me and if you implement what I'm trying to get across to you, the teachings I'm giving you, you realize it too for yourself. That's the name of the game. One will what? You will become more and more detached and what? Dispassionate towards what? The objects of the world and toward what? Other personalities and egos. This will allow you to have more what? Control over your senses and your passions. Get better at controlling your lower nature. It ain't always got to be about that. Come on, man. And women. Moving on, I ain't got time for that. But when you have peace of mind, you will now what? It's possible, watch this, for you, one will use what? You'll be able to use the objects and the possessions, but will not be what? Attached to them. Why? Because you will know that nothing belongs to oneself. This is easily demonstrated when what? Watch this. When someone dies, okay? Whatever I got on me right now, if I die, it ain't going with me. It's going to be right here. Understand that? So you don't really own nothing except your concept, possessions, and what you do within your body. Okay? That's what you control. And watch this. When someone dies, and watch this, you have to what? Leave all your worldly possessions behind. It's just that simple. Ownership is what? Really an illusion. Okay? Get the concept, understand it. Don't fight it. Don't debate it. Don't try to contradict it. Try to understand it, and then you'll see it manifest for itself. It ain't got to do nothing. All you got to do is use it, and you see that it will work. Watch this. Peace of mind is required for what? Listening, reflecting, and understanding of the teachings that I'm trying to give you, and what? And then the development of what? Your true love and joy will come to you from the inside. That's a beautiful thing. True love and joy, what? Comes from discovering, watch this, that God is where? Within oneself. From the inside. I just told you that. Oneself in all creation. God is in all things. If you don't understand that, just don't waste your time listening to me or talking to me. Why? Because you ain't getting my point. So this is what the covenant goal, the reason for what? Existence on earth. Man's human form is to know who his spiritual concept, who he is spiritually, so he can take the spirit back where it come from, to the maker. And the ultimate fun is what? To live on all planes of existence, the physical plane, awake, The astral plane of sleep, the causal plane, deep sleep, and the absolute is when you awaken to spiritual knowledge and know thyself. That's the end game as human beings. Not a whole bunch of fanfare, hoorah nonsense, like you said, at the time of death. And none of that going with you. But your character, your personality, your consciousness stays intact. Moving on. And at once, what? In balance, when you live in balance, aka Maya, or right there, the philosophy, what happens? One can love what? All people how? Equally. What's this? Understanding and forgiving their frailties. I'm getting better at that since what? One now understands what? That their search for self is what is driving them. Every individual has their own journey in life. Understand that, respect that, and stop telling people what they should not do. Just do what you should and should not do. And that's all you need to do. I personally have mastery of these things I'm trying to teach to you. That's why I'm teaching them. I've done it. Moving on. No bragging, just understand this is what I do. This, however, is what? Occurring in what? In an unconscious and ignorant way. Why? One is able to see when one is what? Looking for love. One would not be able to see what? When one is looking for love where? In all the wrong places. If you're looking for it out here, that's the wrong place. All I'm saying. For those who seek, watch this. For those who seek, for those who ask, you can provide what? Guidance. This is what I'm doing. Providing guidance. What? Based on my own level of development and knowledge of experience, what I'm trying to get across to you. What happened? You will want to what? When I got enlightened, all I want to do is share it. You will want to share your peace and wisdom with what? With all. Whoever tune in and get my lessons, I'm willing to share. That's why I do what I do for you. Be you will, watch this. But you will also understand what? That others have their own lessons in life to learn. So what? So they can only be helped to extent that what they are ready to grow from. I have a student who's practicing my philosophy on a day-to-day basis, and he's getting better. His life is changing. Excited as all get up. I love that because that's what it does for everybody who practices it. I get the same result from everybody who do it. So understand, growth is what? Sometimes painful if you're fighting it. Giving up what? One's way of thinking, which is the wrong way, shouldn't be a fight. It shouldn't be an argument. It don't work. Scrap it. She ain't treating you right. Leave her. He's cheating on you, abusing you. Leave him. But when you give up what? One's way of thinking is hard for another, change. That's called change. You can change your mind. You can change what you think. You can change how you live. What you do. And watch this. For another, and some may what? Some of you may not be able to what? Change a particular habit, even if it's bad, or trait in their life. Why? They're hooked on whatever it is that they don't want to give up. That possession for anything that's outside of yourself is useless. Why? It can't go with you. So give it up. What? I'm just saying. Be able to move on. Let's go. You got joy. When did joy come? Joy comes from expanding your consciousness, because since our true nature is what? Is that of spirit. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Don't get caught up in the human experience, and that's what we all are, ignorant, because we caught up in the human experience. My job is to get you out of that nonsense, aka the matrix. Wake up. The spirit and finds what? Since our true nature is that of spirit, spiritual beings, and the spirit finds joy where? In exploring the spiritual realm. Meaning, when you go to sleep, your spirit get to have its way. Your spirit get to do what it does. Your subconscious takes over. You go into the dream state. Watch this. But pain and sorrow comes from what? Here you go. From experiences of dis-ease within the body. Caused by what? Weakness, inability to what? Control one's life by feelings and becoming emotional and feeling like a victim in what? In life circumstances, like a pawn, being unable to control one's emotions and moods. There you go right there. When you don't have control of your reaction to situations in life, you're going to make a bunch of mistakes. You're going to have regret. It's going to end painful. That's what pain and suffering comes from. There's no joy in pain and suffering from ignorance. Watch this. Once your mind is trained to what? Understand and what? Accept the reality of the spiritual world. That means you're becoming conscious. You're starting to listen. You're starting to reflect and meditate. So you're becoming open to different things, ready to change. And watch this. It is to free. It is free to what? Explore that world, thereby making it possible for your soul to feel what? True joy and experiencing the realm beyond what? The physical body. Through attainment, here we go, of Haruhood, you can be of the greatest service to who? You will know the right thing to do or say, because what? You will be connected to the source of all things, the universal consciousness, and thus who through the era of attachment love their body, watch this, abide what? Wandering in darkness and ignorance, sensible and suffering the things of what? Death. Why? Ignorance of your spiritual self. So you think the body is all it is. When the body dies, you think you're dying. But those who realize, right thinkers, here you go, that the body is but a tomb of the soul, gave that lesson, will rise to immortality. That's understanding thyself and knowing the spiritual self will continue to go on. If you don't know you are a spiritual being, you are ignorant of your higher self. Now let's talk about silence. They say silence is golden. Okay, let's talk about it. Be still and solemn. Silence keep. Then shall God open the way for salvation. Right there, that first paragraph takes me back to a phrase I heard in the Bible when he says what? Still yourself and know that I am God. That's what that's saying right there. Withdraw into what? Thyself. And Father, Mother, God will come. I hope you understand what that just said, because I just spoke of one paragraph. I know where it comes from in the Bible. I get it, the same thing. But when it says withdraw into thyself, that means I'm telling you to go in here, not out there. When I say up there, that means your higher self, meaning that's the concept. But when I say find it, I'm telling you to go in here. They tell you the same thing. When I was learning this over 10 years ago, just learning, just studying, just doing my thing, I had no idea I would be teaching this. I learned it, I lived it, I manifested, so I know it. Now I'm teaching it. Who'd have thought? I didn't. So I'm just saying, this happened. I didn't plan this. This is God's plan, homie. This ain't mine. So understanding where we at on silence. Watch this. And watch this. Throw away what? The work of the body senses. Forget the five senses, and what? Thy divinity will come to birth. You speak on a different level now. You raise your conscious level from the physical to the spiritual, aka mental, and what? Purge from thyself what? The animal torments concerned with things of matter, physical concepts, pleasures of the flesh, anything that's in the material world. Start getting past that. Why? That's all it is. Stuff. The abomination, watch this. The abomination of what? The sanctity of God is what? You ready? To too much talking. Pray thou with what? A loving heart. The petitions of which all are in what? Secret. Right there. I can't pray and I won't pray out loud for that purpose right there. I'm praying from the heart. So it's internal. I don't have to verbally say what my heart had to say to my mind. That's why I don't Pray out loud. No disrespect. I need you to understand that prayer comes from the heart. I'm praying for me. I'm not praying to talk. You can't answer my prayer, so I ain't got to talk to you verbally. I'm not intercessory prayer. That's what pastors do. That's their thing. I'm not good at that. I don't practice it. Why? I do it my way. Okay? Understand that. I'm a prayer warrior who don't pray out loud. Understand that. And why? Because it's all in secret. The secret is here. The concept is here. The secret is here. And what happened? God will do thy business. How can God do my business? It's his business that you want him to do in you. That's the concept. Watch this. And hear what? From the heart he hear that which thou say and will accept thine offerings. He don't have to have ears to hear verbal, but he had to understand it from the heart. That's where the truth is. That's where he gets his information from, not the mouth. If you meet a despondent, an ignorant person, who is your equal, you will what? Overcome them how? With silence. Arguing back and forth with that person who don't know but believe and think they know is a waste of time. You beat them in silence. Watch. We'll speak. Wait a minute. Here you go. If you meet a despondent who is your equal, you will overcome them with what? Silence, while they speak evilly out of pocket. And those who witness the surroundings and people watching witnesses, they what? They witness the encounter and will what? Remark on this, and your name will be held in high esteem amongst the greats. Well, he said this, my man didn't say nothing. That's being humble. That's being gracious. That's being controlling of one's emotions, and more important, your mouth. Those who know of God, being filled with what? All good things, think what? Godly thoughts. And not thoughts like the many think. For this cause, they who, watch this, Gnostic, that means no. So they who know are pleased, not the many, nor the many them. They are thoughts. They are thought and mad and laughed at. They are hated, despised, and sometimes even put to death. Those are ignorant, boastful people who think it's all about them. Again, so it's better to sometimes zip it. It is better to either be silent or to say things of more value than silence. Sooner throw a pearl at a hazard than what? Than an idle or a useless word. And do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in few words. Say a lot by saying less. Wrapping it up. Now, if you are a man of worth who sits at the council of a leader, concentrate on being excellent. Your silence is much better than what your boasting or yourself egoistic nonsense. Speak when you know that you have a solution. Talking about the problem. I hear a whole lot of people doing stuff. I'm tired of hearing about the problem. Let's come up with some solution to the problem, okay? It is the skilled person who should speak when in council. Speaking is harder than all other work. Why? The one who understands this makes speech a servant. I speak when I have something to say to you. And right now, I'm going to say this is the last end of the lesson. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and be 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away. I'll be back.